Hi everyone, it's Don. Hope you're having a fantastic day. First thing I need to say is I want to, hope everybody in Barrie, Ontario is doing okay and they're safe. We just had a tornado touchdown there, and it's not very usual to get too many tornadoes in Ontario, Canada. And luckily it seems like it's only property that's damaged and we didn't lose any lives. However, there are 4 people in hospital with some serious injuries, and some of those houses are really damaged. But I just wanted to start off right away by saying I hope everybody does okay, and I know the community will come together and support these folks. That is one of the great things, because I can only speak for my neighborhoods that I've lived in and the areas I've lived in Canada. And I know it happens in other places, so that's why I'm saying I can only speak right now for my areas, is that when something like this happens, it's amazing the amount of people that jump to these people's aids, offering them money for hotels, offering them clothes, offering to put the hotels will open up to put these people into places. Their friends and relatives will call and say, just come and stay with us. It's amazing how fast it can happen. And I always find that the smaller the town, the faster it happens, right? The smaller communities are closer because you know everybody more, right? It's obvious. In a city of 10 million people, compared to a city of, a town of 20,000 people, well, people are going to know more people in the smaller town. You're going to, it's just natural. And they do tend to come together really well. And I know they've been inundated with offers of help, and, just goodness of people's hearts. And I'm sure pretty soon there'll be some GoFundMe pages out for these folks, and collections going on, and there'll be local politicians offering support. I know Doug Ford, which is the Premier of Ontario, has already said that he'll offer support to these folks. And it is truly wonderful when you see this happen and happen immediately. That, it's not like it's a normal thing here, right? It's a very, one gentleman he's just in his house, and the next thing you know, his roof is gone, his garage is gone, his car's overturned, and his house is now condemned. And the one thing here in Canada, because we don't get tornadoes too often, right? Or here where I live, I'm a long way from a body of water as far as flood is concerned. So I'm sure my house is insured for a tornado or insured for a flood. Because some places, insurance policies are just basic homeowner insurances and things like that, right? So luckily for me, I rent. So that insurance on the house is my landlord's responsibility, and I just have to insure my property in the house and my car. So if anything gets damaged, lost, or stolen in my house, it's covered. It doesn't matter what caused it, it's covered. But the actual property itself, a lot of people don't realize that. You really have to look at your insurance policy very closely, especially if you're in an area that is prone to flooding and places like that. And it is something you really have to be aware of. Not all insurance policies are equal, and not all, some people go for the price. This is the cheapest. Some people go for, I know that company, that's a famous company, so they're reputable. They can be reputable all they want, but if you don't have that coverage in your policy, they're not going to pay you. So yeah, this is a good lesson for not only people who own a lot of, going into houses for the first time, new homeowners. Make sure your insurance policy is covering on all kinds of things. Because the worst thing you can have is that You're sitting there, something happens to your house, and the insurance company says, oh, we don't cover that because that's considered an act of God, and you didn't write in the specific coverage for that event, like a tornado or a flood or a hurricane or a bushfire, right? How many, in British Columbia, it's huge, forest fires. Just like in California, right? Brush fires, and people lose their houses all the time. Well, you better make sure you have that coverage in your, not just a fire set off in your kitchen, but a fire coming from the woods toward your house, because there's a difference in insurance. And I've seen some horror stories out there, people losing everything. $250,000 houses, $500,000 houses, and no insurance coverage. That, I can only imagine going through something like that. So there you go. Hope everybody in Barrie is doing well. I know that some people are in hospital, but so far no fatalities, which is the best outcome in this event that we can hope for, no matter what. Best outcome. Nobody passed away. Everybody at least survived. So property can be replaced, people can't. So at least we can be thankful for that.